nothing has been really done. So if it takes violence, I'm here because I want to be a part of it in my lifetime.
68 years old? Wait a minute.
Right.
68 years old,
Right.
you're gonna pick up a rifle?
Right. Right.
Everyone knows what the problem is. We've been taking a certain kind of medicine for centuries. It's called gradualism. It dulls the senses and don't accomplish nothing. I'm saying we need some radical surgery.
Radical surgery, he says, to eradicate the legacy of the 1970s when some 70,000 manufacturing jobs left downtown Milwaukee for the city's mostly white suburbs and beyond. And that put thousands of blacks out of work. Although the unemployment rate in Milwaukee today stands at about 5% overall, it is 5 to 6 times that for blacks. We went with Mgee to the district he represents.
Draw me a profile of this. Who lives here? What do they do for a living?
Well,
How many
they don't do anything for a living. They're unemployed. Usually who lives here, of course, are black. 98% of the people who live in my district are black.
We live like hustlers out here.
And people are living just from month to month off welfare, basically. They don't have any hope for the future, and it's a real dismal situation.
All right, now, across the street, all boarded up. Why?
Why? Because the city is not concerned about the inner city. They're only concerned about downtown.
Downtown Milwaukee, the beneficiary of public and private investment totaling hundreds of millions of dollars in the past few years. Money spent, Mgee says, mostly with white Milwaukeeans in mind.
Whenever the city responds now is to build a new performing arts center, to build a new stadium, build a new basketball arena, to pay for the symphony. There's always something for white people to have fun. We don't respond when people's lives are on the line at all.
If what you say is true, why does white Milwaukee fail to heed your call?
I consider it to be mind over matter. They don't mind because black people don't matter, in other words.
What do you mean, we don't matter?
Black people don't matter. In other words, animals at the zoo, I think, to the average white citizen means more than people in the black community. The animals at the zoo are treated better. Let one of them get pregnant, be the biggest spectacular you've seen, but when a black woman gets pregnant, they don't get prenatal care, prenatal treatment.
And it's all the color of your skin.
That's all about race.
Nothing else.
That's the bottom line.
Has nothing to do with hard work, has nothing to do with good families, nothing to do with working hard at school on the part of kids, nothing to do with showing up on time for work.
Right. All of those so-called characteristics are things that have been bred into black people through slavery, through the slave master.
If you listen to what he has to say, what it does, what it says to the white business community or the black community is that we need white guilt, white pity, and white fear, and if we generate enough of that, everything's going to be all right. Baloney!
John Norquist is mayor of Milwaukee, and he says Mgee's threats of violence are polarizing the city's black and white communities.
Saying you're going to kill somebody in 1995 doesn't motivate people to want to help or work together. It scares the hell out of people. It scares money away. It scares effort away. It scares the community. It breaks people apart.
But some highly respected leaders of Milwaukee's black community believe that the threat of violence, as a tactic, may actually help their community. Lori Wynn of the NAACP and the Afro-American Council, an organization of black professionals.
How does threatening violence help?
It gets your attention, Mr. Wallace.
That's it.
Well, listen, we've met on committees. We've had all sorts of summits. And all of the people that I do those things with think that when I come that I like what they say, and that's not true. I like what they do, and it's not much. And so when Michael says to you, violence, whoa, ho, everybody listens.
Polly Williams is a Wisconsin state representative. She's also a member of Mgee's Black Panther militia.
This whole country is built on violence. That's the way you get things done here. No, nice people finish last. That's what this system says. But you know what they're saying to black folks? Y'all keep on being nice, and when y'all die, y'all gonna get your rewards in heaven. And we looking here and seeing all these people getting the rewards now and in heaven. We the only one that's got to die first before we are happy. We're just saying that we want it now, and we don't want him to die before we can get to heaven.
Polly Williams complains that state and federal money earmarked to make jobs for the poor is just not getting to the blacks of the inner city.
The Wyndham Hotel development across the street from this office.
Right.
A couple of 100 yards away. It's part of a development project that received $120 million in private and public investment. The Wyndham Hotel provides about 150 jobs. Only 3 blacks got management jobs that pay $20,000 a year or
Well,
more.
this is a project that happened before I was in it. I wasn't the mayor at the time. It turns out that it may be a great advantage to the city, may lead to downtown development. The downtown is something that often gets juxtaposed, neighborhood, downtown. Fact is, we're putting more money into the neighborhood than was done in the past, less money into the downtown.
Oh, come on. As a percentage, let's talk about dollars.
Yeah, let's talk about dollars.
In the past 2 years, the city of Milwaukee and corporate Milwaukee have invested some $400 million in downtown redevelopment. Only a fraction of that amount was invested in the inner city.
Cannot you and the business community of Milwaukee and the business community, the establishment leaders, get together and do something about the bitterness that goes on among blacks in the city of Milwaukee? Because the fact of the matter is that whether or not they like that violence talk from 1995, Michael Mgee is a kind of hero in black Milwaukee.
I do everything I can to motivate the business community to improve their outlook toward African Americans and realize that they're an asset, that they're not somebody that you either have to be afraid of or feel sorry for.
Why does their attitude need improvement? Don't they give a damn?
Well, everybody in the world can use an improvement in their attitude. Racial problems and stereotypes and everything else are things that people have to confront.
What do you think of this man?
I think that he's saying things that many people in the community don't want to hear, and they are afraid to hear, and we need more people who will speak out like him.
And when he talks about the possibility down the way of